Hi guys, today we're going to learn one of the important Terraform command, that is Terraform Import. This Terraform Import command is used when you already have an existing resource in your cloud provider and you want to bring that resource into Terraform management without recreating that resource. Then for that use case, you can use Terraform Import. Let's see how that works in the demo. Here in GCP, I have already created a one VM called as manual VM. This I have created manually, not using the Terraform. Let's see how we can include this manual VM into our Terraform configuration. So let's create the Terraform configuration files now. So first I will create main.tf. So here as usual I am going to add a provider block first. So project and region I am going to add it from my variables file, and the credentials file I have already added in this particular folder. So I am adding that file path here. Then I will just add a resource block here. This will be an empty resource block before importing my manual VM. Then let's save the main.tf file, and let's create one more file, that is variables.tf file. Here let me add all the variables here. I have added project ID, region, also I have added the zone here, and also I have updated my main.tf file also. I have added zone also here. Then let's create one more file, that is terraform.tfvars file. Let's add all the values here, project ID, region, and the zone. Now all the files are ready. Now let's run Terraform init first. Now Terraform has been successfully initialized. Now let's run our actual command, that is Terraform import. The command syntax will be Terraform import, then Google compute instance, that is what I have provided in my resource block, Google compute instance, then the resource name, that is imported VM, then the manual VM that is created in GCP. So project slash my project ID, then the zone slash the zone of this particular VM, that is US Central 1C, then instances, and the actual GCP VM name, that is manual VM. Let's run this now. Here you can see first it will show that import is prepared. Then once it is done, it will show import is successful. Now you can run Terraform plan, but it will give a lot of error like insufficient boot disk, insufficient network interface, a lot of these errors because my resource block is still empty here in my main.tf file. Now what I can run is Terraform show command, or you can directly check your terraform.tf state file. Here you can see all the resource here, the instance that you have manually created, that is already imported using Terraform import command. Now using Terraform show output or using Terraform's tf state file, I can add the details in my resource block in main.tf file. So I have added name as manual VM, then machine type is E2 medium, then zone is US Central 1C, then the boot disk auto delete is true, and the device name of boot disk I can see here in boot disk device name is manual VM only. So I will add that device name here, manual VM. Then the network interface I kept that as default only. Now let's run Terraform plan. So still I am getting one error here, missing requirement argument, that is initialized parameter. So let me add initialized parameter here in my boot disk. Let me add size and type of my boot disk in my initialized parameter in main.tf file. So we added that here, initial parameter size is 10 and the type is PD balanced. Terraform plan. Here when I run Terraform plan, it shows that one to add and one to destroy, means it's going to delete my manual VM and it's going to create new VM. But I don't want that to happen. So you have to be very careful here. So while creating your main.tf file, here your main.tf file should match your tf state file. Otherwise it's going to delete your old VM and it's going to create a new VM. So here we can prevent this accidental deletion or accidental destroy by adding a one block called as lifecycle block here. So in a lifecycle, I can add prevent destroy equal to true, then ignore the changes in boot disk, metadata, or any other fields I can add it. If I again run Terraform plan, still the mismatch is there, but here you can see instance cannot be destroyed because I have added a lifecycle policy here. Now I have modified ignore changes here. I have added whatever there is in red to this particular list of ignore changes. Then I have saved this file. Let's run Terraform plan now and check. Terraform plan. Here you can see no changes, your infrastructure matches the configuration. Let me make some changes in my main.tfl, then I can run Terraform plan and Terraform apply. Let's make some minor changes. I'm going to change my machine type to E2 medium to E2 micro. Let's save this file now. Now let's run Terraform plan again. Now you can see 0 to add, 0 to destroy, but 1 to change. The change is the machine type from E2 medium to E2 micro. Now I can run Terraform apply. Here it will ask my approval. I can type yes. So here I'm getting one error here. To change the machine type, I have to set one config as true. That is allow stopping for update is true, because to change the machine type, it have to restart my VM. So I can add that config in my resource block here. Allow stopping for update equal to true. Let's run Terraform plan first. Here no issues, one to change, that is my machine type into medium to micro. Let's run Terraform apply now. Now it's showing that Google Compute instance is modifying. So now my Terraform applies completed, 0 added, 1 changed, and 0 destroyed. Now in my GCP, if I check my manual VM, now if I check machine type, that is E2 micron. Earlier it was E2 medium. So that's it for today. Today we have learned how to use Terraform import. Subscribe and check out other videos too and keep learning.